choose what you're interested in.
And Joel clicked porn.
I did not. I didn't, but that's all it showed me. It was pissing me off.
Yeah. So Joel, anyway, welcome to the live stream.
What's going on?
In that little commercial break that we just had. Yeah. We were talking about social media platforms because right now we're streaming to Twitch. And I get onto the Twitch dashboard and just like the whole thing is just like girls in not enough clothing.
Yeah.
Streaming. And like it used to be like a video game thing. Mm-hmm. So definitely probably why this stream never ends up getting seen by anybody on Twitch, because it's in the classification with all the girls.
Yeah.
And we're just a couple dudes sitting here like not being nasty. So
yeah,
maybe that's what we need to do is just like take our clothes off and
ain't nobody want to see that.
Do some dancing or something. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Ain't nobody want to see that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I am pulling up all of the places that we're. Oh, there I am dancing.
There we go. All the socials.
Okay.
Crash said he was going to come over for a while.
Okay, so Facebook's working. Okay. Oh no, mute. Okay, so far so good. Creative talks with Rex and Joel. This one's coming in. Man, we're 100% so far. Let's see if LinkedIn worked. Yep.
What?
LinkedIn worked. What is up, everybody? We have got all of the streams rolling.
Nice.
Twitch worked. I don't even know what to do with myself. Last one, Twitter. Do you do Twitter?
I have a Twitter account.
I do not do Twitter, but I have a Twitter account, and I post a couple times. But I have I don't even know how to do Twitter. I have 7 followers on Twitter.
I don't see Twitter as a platform that I would try to pursue anything, but if I want to know like pretty quickly what's going on in politics or anything like that, Twitter's probably the place to be.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like so in Utah, like Twitter's just like not a thing. Like nobody's on Twitter. Nobody does it. It was just like, oh yeah, that's for the people on the East Coast. They do the Twitter.
Paul Jepson from LinkedIn.
Oh, and the comments are coming in too.
It's working.
Nice. They get better every time. What's up, Paul? Paul is like an actual real life friend. He's not like a LinkedIn. I mean, I'm grateful for my LinkedIn friends, but like Paul and I actually worked together back when I was in medical devices. He was an engineer too. And he has also jumped ship from engineering and gone into marketing. He's like one of the most jolly, personable dudes like I've ever known. So he's like perfect fit for being kind of customer facing marketing guy. So
right on.
Kind of fun there.
Freedom Seeds is over here.
Sweet. Yeah. It's fun to see people starting to trickle in. It's funny because like the chat just keeps going. So
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Somewhere there is where the switch happened. But
yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, in the commercial break, we were just kind of talking about social media channels and how they're all different and ever evolving. And it's interesting, like when you talk about algorithms on social, because like a user's experience can be drastically different based on what they do in the first hour of being on a platform.
Yeah.
Like when I first, started a TikTok account, every time you would like stop to watch a video, it's like analyzing your habits or something. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see more of that kind of video, because like you're just curious to see what's on the platform at first. And then it's like paying attention to what you're looking at. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. So it's like you got to teach the algorithms what you like and what you don't like, which is kind of a weird.
Do you ever? So
weird thing.
Here's a real question for you. Knowing that the algorithms are totally they're tracking you, right? They're trying to figure out your patterns. Knowing this, are you like me and I like intentionally mess with them? Like I'll just choose something so completely random that I never do, just to mess it up, just to mix it up,
just to intentionally mess it up.
Yeah,
I do not do that. Partially because like
you don't have time to do that.
Yeah, I have a limited amount of bandwidth. So actually, like say on YouTube, if I like. I'm trying to find a solution to a problem I'm dealing with that's like not terribly relevant to like what I do day in and day out. I will actually go into my history and remove that video from my history so it doesn't think that I'm interested in seeing more content about how to do XYZ in Google spreadsheets or something.
Okay.
So like I'm actually like proactive on helping the algorithm show me stuff that I want to see.
Nice. I am proactively trying to piss them off. Even just like ads that I disagree with politically, or about
you're like
vaccines or whatever. Like I actually go through the whole process of reporting those.
Oh,
they're like, why are you reporting this? I'm like, it's offensive to me. And I go through the whole process.
That's funny.
Because screw them. Like, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Show me what I want to see, not what I don't want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know. Social media is a really interesting thing. Instagram used to be like totally my jam. Like, I don't know. I made a post on LinkedIn about dopamine and like needing to do a detox because like totally like addicted to like seeing all the likes and stuff come in. I mean, it's good. I mean, certainly as a creator, it's good to know that what you're doing is appreciated.
Yeah, for
right.
Sure.
So when you take hours and hours to like produce a good piece of content or a cool video, or, you know, you put a lot of effort into making an inspirational post or an educational post. I mean, I hate admitting it, but like seeing the likes roll in and stuff like that is definitely like beneficial. And for me, that little dopamine hit's like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this because it's helping my cause and it's helping the people who are paying attention. So for me, I don't know, I think it's valuable.
Yeah. Freedom Seed says he just uses a browser and doesn't log in. He doesn't ever really use social media. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I've started looking up everything on DuckDuckGo because they don't allow anybody to track you. Yeah, and I kind of like that. I don't know whether it even matters anymore at this point. Like they already know everything about me.
You. They know who you are, and it's not like we're really trying to do anything shady.
No,
we just don't like government knowing what we do.
Yeah, so you know. It probably doesn't do any good, but I use DuckDuckGo because it makes me feel better that I'm not being tracked at that particular moment.
But you probably are.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the browser doesn't, but they're tracking it. Yeah. They're tracking it through your internet service provider.
Yeah. I don't know. Frankly says it's like getting compliments on your beard. That's right.
Yeah.
It matters, man. Like, and people who know. And you compliment other dudes with good beards because
it's hey, bro, beard's looking good. And you're like, thanks, dopamine hit.
Dude, because you know.
Next time my wife tells me to shave it, I'm going to say, because frankly, everything told me it was good.
Yep. Because it's commitment right there. Yeah. It's commitment.
Man, my beard is a constant fight in my house.
Yeah.
Because my wife doesn't like it.
She don't like it.
I like my wife, so I try to keep her happy. So
yeah,
generally I'll like let it grow until I can't let it go. And then I get smacked down and I have to go shave it. So
yeah. Yep.
Mr. Pope says we're tracked.
Yep.
It's for sure. My favorite part about being tracked is when I talk about something and then I start seeing ads for it.
I do not like that.
Like Mr. SPG Labs, how do we write ads and target people in ads based on stuff they talk about? Because somebody's cracked that code. Because I definitely see all sorts of ads. Like one time we were sitting in the office at Silencer Co. talking about whatever we talk about on a daily basis over there. And we start talking about sensory deprivation chambers, right? Like something that none of us had ever Googled, never searched on our computer, nothing, right? We're talking about sensory deprivation chambers. And all of a sudden, everybody in the room starts getting ads for like this local place that has those.
What the heck, man?
And it's like,
it's not right.
Ugh, it just makes you feel so icky that like
it's not
you're
right.
Not even safe to like talk about stuff. It's really weird. So, I mean, fortunately for marketers, like you can get pretty targeted with your ads. So,
vasectomy services.
They probably. Yeah. Paul's got. How many kids do you have now, Paul? I don't even know. But back when I lived in Utah, you had a few, so they probably know that he's got kids. That's like, dude, you need a vasectomy.
That's funny.
That's pretty
I've
good.
I've got 4, and I've never seen a vasectomy ad.
I mean, you're going to have them now because our phones are on.
Great.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
You ever hear Jeff Foxworthy's stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
He has a thing on vasectomies. It's pretty funny because he's like, take the bullets out of the gun. You can point it at anybody. I don't care. Yeah, it's a pretty funny piece. Yeah.
Paul, I'm curious. Have you like ever Googled anything? Did he say? Yeah, targeted
for kids.
Yeah, I mean, if you're done, I wonder how they know you're done. They probably just like somehow know that you probably talked about it, and they're like, let's get this guy. So one of my buddies, again, back when we lived at Silencer Co., I was married, and he moved in with us. He was kind of having a hard time with his wife, and they're back together now and happy and awesome again. So ultimately it was good, but he lived with us for a bit and like totally had a vasectomy. Mm-hmm. She made him get a vasectomy.
Reversal.
No, and then later, yeah, they did get it reversed, and she had a little baby girl. So kind of fun.
Well, there you go.
Nothing is permanent, even vasectomies, and even like with a vasectomy, sometimes they can sneak through.
Yeah, it's actually,
or maybe they don't, and like your wife just gets pregnant.
Yeah.
From other ways. That's a rabbit hole, though.
I'm not talking about that one. What are we talking about tonight?
Dude, heck if I know.
Mr. Rex Allen.
Social medias. Okay, so this is an interesting one. This is like less creative, and I don't know. I mean, it's pertinent to my business, certainly, but less about like creative specific stuff. But a while ago, I posted about kind of the differences between DIY and hiring a professional.
I remember seeing that post, yeah.
So, no, you didn't. It was on LinkedIn. I put it on Instagram
put it on
too.
Insta,
That's right.
Because I liked it and looked at it and everything.
That's right. Put it on Insta. So I did pretty good on LinkedIn. I mean, pretty much all of my content I make is I'm trying to optimize for LinkedIn, and certainly carousels are good for Instagram too. So that worked, but kind of just the differences of when it would make sense to try to DIY something versus hiring a professional. And certainly when I was talking about it, it was more related to the creative space and branding and marketing and doing content creation. But I think that still applies, to every facet of life, right? Say your fridge breaks. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, you can make a decision. Do I try to DIY this? Do I pull up the manual on the phone? Do I try to figure out what's going on? Or do I just like hire the fridge guy to come fix it, right?
Right.
And there's kind of three components to making that decision. One of them is time, one of them is cost, and one of them is quality, right? And in engineering, we used to joke that you always want things fast, cheap, and good, but you can never have all three. You got to pick two.
Yep.
But kind of in that DIY mentality, like as a new business owner or a small business owner that's on a budget or trying to bootstrap stuff, pretty often people want to DIY stuff instead of hiring a pro to do it for them.
Yep.
So it's been really interesting since I've made that post, kind of unconnected to that post, but I've had several people kind of reach out to me and they're like, oh, this and that was happening, and I tried to do it myself, and I totally foobarred everything, and now I need you. And it's like, it's kind of a funny situation, that even when we try to DIY stuff on a budget, like we still end up having to hire that pro that can come in and like fix your problems or whatever. So
it literally just happened to me this last week. I think I sent you a text from a guy who I had tried to get him to be a client before. And, he was like, I told him my price, which was actually literally 50% off because I know him and he was kind of not a friend, but a good acquaintance anyway. Mm-hmm. So I gave him like 50% off and he balked at the price and was like, oh man, I can't do that. Can't do that, for making videos.
This is video stuff, right?
This is video stuff. Yeah. And then, so probably for the entirety of this year, for 2021, I have gotten several messages from him and he's like, and if he's watching this, dude, I love you. I'm still going to use this story because it's super, it makes the point. But he sends me a text and he's like, turns out video's kind of hard.
Go figure.
Can you give me any more tips or help me figure this out or whatever? And so, being the old softy that I am, I broke down and I'm like, dude, I'll just drive over there. He's like a couple hours away. I went and I spent like half a day with him and his business partner and just showed them my entire process.
Kind of teaching them how to DIY it.
Like with using what they had available, the software that they use and the camera that they use. I made a few recommendations on gear, basically showed them my process, talked them through it. And they were like, wow, that's awesome. That's so helpful. It makes so much sense.
Also, it's very hard.
It's very hard. And so, hopefully they'll take the recommendations and run with it, and it'll be good for their business.
Yeah.
But I feel good that I helped them out regardless of whether I ever get hired, by them or not. But
yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, pretty much my entire content strategy is to
Toll Tax here.
I know we got Dustin Coleman in the house. I mean, I'm assuming that's Dustin, I'm sure, but
Dustin, hold on, I gotta say it.
Got Dustin in the house.
Dustin, I got the ultimate custom rifle case. It is awesome. Thank you very much. I did a video on it.
I already watched the video.
The full review video, and it is coming
good.
out tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. So just wanted to tell you that I liked it. I thought it was a great product, and video's coming out. So there you go.
I like it.
Keep going.
Yeah. So anyway, my whole content strategy on social media pretty much is to teach people, whether it's other creators that are trying to branch off into doing what I'm doing or potential clients, I'm trying to teach them how to do what I do. Right. So kind of on the facets of branding and content creation and design and marketing, I'm just like teaching them everything that I do so that they can go DIY it. Right. And then when they kind of get to that precipice of, okay, I either need better quality or I'm spending too much time on this, or I have enough money that I can just afford to hire someone, hire this out so that I can focus on other things. The idea is because of that branding, it comes back and all of a sudden they hire me to do it because they no longer have the time or they need better quality. So It's been a pretty good strategy so far. I've already had, several people that I don't know from Adam reach out to me and they're like, hey, love your content. Would love to get in touch and kind of talk about what you could do for us. So
yeah,
it's starting to pay off already, and I haven't been at it too long. So it seems like it's a pretty good strategy. And then it gives me something to help me come up with ideas of what to talk about, because I'm trying to post every single day on LinkedIn. And it's just like some days I'm like, oh,
I don't want to.
Yep. So I definitely am like not 100% on point all the time. I'm just like sharing value. Sometimes I'm just like, let's talk about doing a dopamine detox, which is like, not real valuable for the audience I'm trying to communicate with, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's fun. Let's see what's going on in my creative life. I went and met with a gym owner the other day. The API guys.
Oh, the API guys. Yeah. Nice.
He's pretty rad. His kid, his son, goes to the same preschool that Dutch goes to, my kid.
Okay.
And I knew that. And I was telling my wife, we had met his wife at our garage sale. And we knew who she was from preschool. And we're like, oh, hey, who's your husband and blah, blah, blah. So when I was talking to my wife, I was like, hey, next time you see him at preschool, when you're dropping Dutch off, go talk to him. So I get a text yesterday. Hey, I just talked to him. He's super rad. He says to come in the gym. So yeah. Went and met with him. He's got a super cool looking gym. And I think there's going to be some opportunity to do some content for him. So kind of excited to have some local work. This will be my second local gig. Most of my stuff is for companies that are not here. So I kind of all over the place. Fortunately, most of what I do is remote, so that helps. But definitely doing photo shoots for clients in Utah or something. It's like, okay, I got to try to get 3 or 4 clients bundled together so it makes sense to go all the way out there to shoot a video and not have to have one client foot the whole travel bill, because certainly working with friends, and I don't want to have to stick a friend with 2 days worth of paying for my travel. So,
yeah, I hear you.
Kind of excited to get more of a network built out in Colombia. It's hard because I don't know anybody here.
Yeah,
it's my whole entire network is in Arizona and Utah. So all the people that are coming out of the woodwork to hire me are all there. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
So here's a funny thing I found out this week. So actually, when I was under the tattoo gun today for 3.5 hours, my tattoo artist is actually friends with the creative guy. Have you heard around town here? Have you seen the big or heard about the big steel globe?
I know that guy
thing. What's his name? I can't remember. Russell.
His last name's Russell.
Okay.
What's his first name?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Anyway, so my tattoo guy was friends with him. And we were talking about that because we got to talking about it, and I was like, oh man, what a waste of money. Like they paid $1 million for this like statue thing to put Emmett Russell. That's right.
Yep.
And so I got some backstory on that. Like it didn't actually come out of everybody's tax money, and it was already funded by donors and blah, 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 blah. So I got backstory. But this Emmett Russell guy apparently is pretty big deal. Like Joe Rogan
he made a clock for Joe Rogan.
He made a clock for
He's
Joe
gonna
Rogan.
Make another one, yeah.
Yeah. So like just like that guy lives less than a mile down the road from me.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm supposed to do some work for him if I can ever find time to like go meet with him and like solidify the deal. But yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like those people, they exist like right down the road from us, and we don't even know it until.
Yeah. So I don't even remember why I had Google Maps pulled up, but it was like right by my house, and this company's called Russell Built, and it used to be like right over here by that Break Time gas station.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it, I was like, Russell Built, what's that? And I click it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I just called him. I was like, hey, I see that you do, a little bit of content on your Instagram page. I was wondering if you'd be interested in like doing some video work. And he's like, absolutely, yes. I was like, it was like the first cold call I've ever done. And he just said yes.
Yeah.
So I went out and like met with him at his shop and probably hung out with him for an hour.
Less than a mile from my house. You didn't come and say hello.
I know. It's lame. Says the guy that goes to matches and doesn't even invite me. Training events in town.
Just kidding. Yeah, I know. It goes,
so I don't know. Both ways. Opportunities are abound. So
for sure.
I'm kind of excited to do this gym thing because, he obviously has a ton of people coming in. And if they see old Rex in there with my big old fancy, you got to rig it up.
The whole rig. Yeah. You got to
you got to like take the big old fancy camera in there and like do some work.
Yep.
Fortunately, when you work with like expensive gyms, gyms that are $150 a month or whatever, like the clientele in there generally like own businesses and stuff. So
yeah, for sure.
There's lots of connections that you can make doing that work. So this will be my second through gym connection in town for client stuff. So
that's great.
Kind of fun.
Man. Yeah, that's great. Congrats on that. It seems like you've been super busy with projects lately.
I'm pretty slammed right now. Yeah. Like need to hire somebody.
That's what you say.
I just don't know how to do it. I'm freaking chicken.
I was going to say, you don't like to relinquish that control, I feel like.
It's not the control. It's the fear of being able to sustain, being able to pay someone.
Oh, yeah.
It really doesn't have anything. Like I would love to have someone in here to help me, but I feel like I'm still too much of this that I like don't even know if I'll be able to pay my bills next month.
Yeah.
Let alone like hire someone. So
yeah,
I don't know. I probably just need to bite the bullet, freaking hire someone and have some faith in God that like, he'll bless me with more clients just because I'm capable of doing more work. So
yeah.
The problem is like I do so many things right now that I feel like I want to hire another me that's like capable of doing
all the things.
Branding and brand strategy and digital design and Illustrator and shoot photo productions and edit photo productions and do marketing because I don't really know as much about marketing. But like I feel like that person doesn't exist because if I hire somebody, I would want them to be a little bit better than me at all of those things too.
Yeah.
So that I'm increasing the capability of my company.
Yeah.
I'm good at all those things, but I'm not like just a web designer and I'm not just a photo guy or just a video guy, so if you're just one of those things and like the expectation would be that you're better than me at that specific thing.
I'm a huge like passions guy. Like if my passion was video editing and that's what I loved to do as a business owner, I'm going to hire all the other people. And I'm just going to be the business owner, but I'm going to do all the video editing.
Yeah.
And you're going to do the marketing and that person's going to do the other stuff. You know what I mean? Because they are passionate about it. I personally would hire specifically for passion areas, but that's a business model. It's an idea, but
that's what I would do long-term. Right. So like if I had the budget to hire 5 people right now, I would hire one person that was good at each of those things.
Yeah.
But where I'm at right now, where I can probably only afford, well, I don't even know if I can. I think I can probably afford like one person. It's like if I hire one person that's just good at websites, okay, that covers websites, but then what about all the other stuff I do?
Right.
You know, then I'm still stuck doing it all.
Yep.
Not stuck. I mean, I enjoy doing it all, but I can't run my business and work on my business and do all the work.
Yep.
Which is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Which is why I miss things.
Yeah. I hear you. It's a gamble, right? I mean, I think the last book I read on business stuff, it's been several years, so of course I'm not going to remember. But the whole premise of it is the whole passion area thing. It's like you have this different, heads of your business. Let's call 5 people, whatever it is. Each person, their main job is to oversee their passion area and any of the people underneath them that make that particular category work.
Yeah.
And I think pretty much the whole book, it's about that business model, but then it's also about when the main guy made a mistake and hired in a person that didn't really fit that model,
wasn't a passion person,
really a passion person, didn't really, have the same, the same outlook on their business model or whatever, and how it literally almost tanked their business.
Yeah. Wow.
Because, it just wasn't the proper fit for the culture that they developed in their business for the rest of the things. I just found it really interesting, so it makes a lot of sense to me because you want people who are excited to go to work every day. Like I love what I
excited about the thing rather than feeling like they're getting jerked around all the time.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And just understand that those people, that
they exist.
Yeah, they exist. Like
somebody will be excited to come to work and just design in Illustrator all day long.
All day long. Yep. That's what they do. It's their jam, and find those
and
people.
I'm so not like that it's hard for me to kind of fathom that. Like I love doing a little bit of everything and being pretty dang good at everything that I do, but not like massively pro at any one thing except engineering that I'm not doing anymore.
Right.
So
I get it.
Small
business.
It's definitely like an interesting thing because like a lot of my work right now is graphic stuff. So certainly like hiring a graphics person would be awesome. I met with Megan, your contact, and she was awesome, but she's like not looking for full-time work.
Yeah.
So I mean, potentially she could be a pretty good resource right now to just be able to throw projects to and then not have to like feel a responsibility for like her to be able to pay her bills based on what I'm able to give her.
Yeah.
I can give her stuff when I have it and don't when I don't. So that might be a good route, but definitely like my vision is to have pros in each kind of division of the company and then have, a handful of people inside each of those organizations that we can just, feed to. And if my video stuff starts, getting bigger, I just bring in a couple more video people. So,
Yep.
Business. I like it.
Lord Business. I love that movie, by the way.
Which movie is that?
It's the Lego.
I was going to say it sounds like Lego.
Lego, whatever.
The Lego movie.
Yeah, the Lego movie. Yeah, that original one, like the second one,
first
was
one
not great.
I only
the first
watched
one was
the first
good.
one.
Yeah, Batman was the absolute best character in there.
Yeah, I need to watch it again.
Dude. I will go back and just watch the Batman scenes. It's so funny.
So when I worked in the medical device industry, this is like a super interesting. Paul knows all these. I don't know if Paul's still here or not, but Paul knows all these people from Bard. But I worked for a guy named Jay Muse. Was a super cool. He was like the director of our little group, and he was just so cool. Like he just thought about the world in such a different way that like did not give a crap about like what the business was like telling him to do. He was just like, I'm doing what I want to do. It was super cool to work for him. But he was always talking about the Lego movie and how it like applied to business. It was pretty fun. Just kind of, it's cool that like you can create culture within a business and like still have some ownership of it. Cause like overall, it was a good company, but like it wasn't like cool. And our group was like super rad, like we just kind of like did our own thing. So that was pretty fun.
That's cool.
Let's see what else is going on in the creative space right now. Did we talk about the whole Canada thing on this show, or was that in the middle? Wasn't it?
The last one. We teased it on the last one. What is up with that?
So Joel and I were talking about how like all of the like super famous YouTube creators and Instagram stars and stuff in the photography and videography space are like all from Canada.
It's really weird.
Yeah. Like Peter McKinnon.
Yep.
Maddie.
Apoya.
Where is he? He's actually like not from Canada, but he moved to Canada or moved away from Canada?
He moved away from Canada recently because of all the COVID restrictions. He was like, we're done. We got to get out of here. Like,
where did he move to? Back to like Sweden or something? Or?
Yeah. Somewhere over there.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, they're either from Canada or they're from like the northern Europe.
Yeah. What is that? Like they just have more time or whatever, or less distractions?
I mean,
than
definitely
Americans,
like they have like a whole month off every year.
Well, that's true.
Like that would be nice as a creator to like, okay, got the whole month off. I mean, I guess if you own your own creative business, you kind of probably still just like work during that time, but I don't know. I feel like there's only there's certainly a handful that are from the States, but I definitely feel like there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
From Canada.
The ones that I watch on the regular that I subscribe to, I just realized, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I was like, these people are all from Canada. I don't understand. Like leather worker people. Dustin, that was 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. He was on Facebook. I wonder if this was before or after he jumped over to YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know.
2141. I think that was after. So yeah, he must have seen that we weren't responding on Facebook. Yeah. So Facebook comments are not coming over. So
okay.
Anybody that's on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, on YouTube, I don't know who's here and who's not, but anyway. Yeah, that's kind of strange, the whole Canadian thing. I'm not sure what it is about that. Peter McKinnon had a video that came out today, I think, that was all about product photography. It got me all like inspired to do product photography again.
I need to watch that. I like his videos. I know a lot of people hate on him, but
well, and I was right in there. So my whole thing with Peter McKinnon is that he's one of those guys where whatever he does and says, the entire industry follows him. And I don't like that. Like, especially in the creative space,
I'm like power he kind of has over the industry.
It's not so much. Well, yeah, I guess, but it's like here we are we're creators in the creative space, and you're telling me that you're just going to copy the guy that does things the best. Like, you're a creative. Go do your own thing. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know. That's the thing I don't like about Peter McKinnon. He's got so much pull. Yeah, in the industry. The other here's another thing we can talk about.
I definitely like look at my studio. It's kind of Peter McKinnon-y, black and white.
Yeah. Look, Cam right there. Cam's up in Canada, right?
Yeah.
He's been hovering around watching government subsidies and long winters. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Nothing else to do, so like, why not, right? Or if you're getting paid a little bit from the government and you got nothing else to do, then you can spend time getting good at that stuff. But yeah, whatever it is, like I have no problem with it. I'm just saying, I just noticed that these people were all from Canada. I was like, what the heck? Like,
yeah, I feel like Epic Light Media. Oh, there's a handful. Mark Bone.
Yeah.
Daniel Schiffer. There's a handful of, American dudes, but
Gerald Undone, he's from Canada.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah. Okay, what were you saying? You said you had a topic for us to go down a rabbit hole. Maybe. Forget it. It sounded like it was good too.
What was it? Oh, yes. It's just how at least in the photography, videography world, if a new camera comes out or a new piece of gear comes out, expect for the next month, you're not going to see any other kinds of content on the web about anything but that one product.
Especially YouTube.
Like the new drone came out that,
DJI Phantom, I want one.
The 3 or whatever it is. Yep. I haven't even watched a single video because I'm just pissed that it's like hogging up all the channels. I'm like, I'm going here to get entertained, and all you want to show me, every single dude is doing the same product.
I definitely like when I first started into like, okay, I'm going to like do filmmaking as like a career. I was like soaking all that stuff up and like, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then now that I'm kind of like on the other side of it, I'm just like, just stop with like certainly I'm not like anti-capitalist. Like I am pro-capitalism, but like,
me too.
I'm just like, oh, just stop it with this like nonstop, like gear whoring promotion crap, you know?
Yeah. Well, and the companies obviously know it works, you know. Like,
it does work. I mean, my whole freaking studio is built based on those videos from those guys.
Like, take all of those top creators and put all of their numbers together, and how many millions and millions of people are watching those. And if even 20% of the people,
1% of the people.
Yeah, that's true. If even 1% of the people buy the products, like, they're making bank. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, but
yeah, it's an interesting world, like the product promotion and product reviewing. And one of the things that I got frustrated with, I think, was I felt like there was just a lack of real opinions about stuff. Like, say Sony released a new lens or something, like they're giving that lens to all of the creators to review or whatever.
So they're all going to say it's
and they're
great.
Like semi-obligated to like say good things about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, like on PRN, like on your YouTube channel, like you review a lot of stuff, and like you're honest about things, but like you're hesitant to like rip on something.
Yeah.
Like if something is like total crap, you would rather just not post a video about it than post a negative video about it.
Yeah. So my process on that is just to reach out to a company and say, hey, this did not go well with your product.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just either send me a product, I'll try it again. But in the video that I make, I'm going to say that the first product sucked and they sent me a new product and the second one was okay. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Or option B for you guys is I'll send your product back and I just won't make the video.
Yeah.
I will not lie to the people about what I found.
Yeah. And that's something I appreciate, but I
also don't want to be responsible for like intentionally bashing a company. I'd just rather err on the side of being kind to people, I guess.
Yeah. It's a really interesting thing, right? Because like if a product is crap, like I wish people would say that a product is crap.
I know.
So that like
I get it. I know.
I don't know.
Spend your money on it.
Yeah, certainly. You know, like what's that freaking light that we both have?
Yes, that little pot.
Yeah,
I'm gonna grab that thing. Rex is. Oh, here we go. Rex is gonna bash the cup. But you paid your own money for that, so yeah, you can feel free to bash it.
Okay, so marketing. So we got marketed to, both of us individually.
Yep. Both bought into this,
and we both bought this little thing. Okay, let's cover our faces.
Yep.
Did it work? There it goes.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll flip it around. It's made by Loom Cube. They make, okay, we're good.
Okay.
So they make super cool videos, promotional videos. So it's a light designed for filmmakers, right? So knowing that, like they made good videos that we would appreciate. Mm-hmm. Talked about the product, talked about how cool. I mean, this thing's like $200.
Yeah. And I don't have this actually.
Oh.
I have the little square ones.
Oh, the smaller ones.
Same company though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't like yours.
Don't like it.
And I don't like this.
For the same problems. Like
so
that light and mine have the exact same problems.
So every time I pull this thing out,
it actually turned on. Mine are dead every single time.
So the interesting thing, so the battery button right here. Ooh, look at that. Little tungsten light.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy. So this battery button like sticks out, right? And it's like really easy to like actuate. So every time before a shoot, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to use my freaking Loom Cube. And I would charge it up the night before, full charge, stick it in my bag. Every single time I'd get to a shoot, freaking dead.
Yep.
Every time I go to turn it on, no battery. I'm like, I charged it last night.
Yep. Same problem.
So I'm like super surprised that this thing actually like has a couple bars of battery, but it's just been sitting in a drawer. So
yeah, I mean, to be fair, the lights are decent, and the little ones that I have are plenty bright. And there's a bunch of little like, there's a bunch of little adapters, like little gels. You can change the color and whatever. And they're small, they're compact. They come with their own little tripod things, but I have to leave them hooked up to power all the time. And that just defeats the purpose, right? You need them to be battery operated and you need them to work. But mine, same way. They never work when I need them to. So forget those guys. Loom Cube sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing is just like, oh, there we go. How does it do with red reproduction?
Look, orange on
Dude,
there.
red is
like a
red's
yellow.
like the hardest thing. So in the light,
it looks white over there. Oh, maybe it hasn't changed yet.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
So looks pretty orange on the camera, but like it looks kind of red.
I think that's red.
But like the thing is like when it's like shining on you, it looks more red than it does here where it just looks orange.
Orangey yellow even.
So this would definitely be something you have to like fix in post to make that look red.
Yeah.
Because like my brand colors are red.
Yep. Well, I mean, my arrow is...
Yeah, that shows up as red.
How weird is that?
So just there's something going on with red lights. Like, so those lights over there are red too, and like they don't look red.
No.
Here, let's shine this on white. See, like that's kind of orangey pink.
Yeah, it's
to the
like
eye.
it's definitely a pink.
Where can they see it?
Further back. Yeah, there you go.
That's kind of orangey pink.
Definitely looks pink.
Yeah, but like even in real life, it doesn't look very red. And this is, I guess I have a little bit of, whoa.
Party time. Oh, no, that's the cops.
Yeah.
Cops are coming. Bedo, bedo, bedo.
Lightning.
All right, Rex. Anyway, you came over here to bash it.
Yeah, and now I'm like, oh, look how cool this is.
That was the lamest bash ever.
Anyway, yeah, this thing totally is crap. I mean, I spent $200 on it, and it's just like garbage. I never use it.
Cam says, do you guys get overt pressure from companies to give positive reviews?
So I currently don't have enough of a presence anywhere to do any sort of reviews. So I buy stuff with my own money, and if I choose to make a video on it, I say whatever the fire I want because I have no relationship with companies that want me to review stuff. So yeah. Joel's definitely the guy to ask about that. I changed my I kind of changed my strategy on doing reviews because when I first started up my Precision Rifle Network channel, this one, I got the idea to do a barricade bag review video. And I got like 7 of the top barricade bags at the time. And some of the companies, so I had some of the company, I bought a couple, and then I had some of the companies that I contacted and I said, hey, I'm going to do this video. Will you send me a bag to review? And some of those bags came with strings attached. What I found, and as a part of like a group review.
So yeah, as part of like a group review, mm-hmm. I was going to do a barricade bag review of all the different bags. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to name names because it'll just bring up old drama and yada, yada. But basically,
just do it.
Basically two of those companies, no, 3 of the 7 had beefs with each other over design issues.
Yeah. People ripping off each other.
Yeah. I was the one that came up with the original thing. And no, I was. And I don't know what he's saying. I was the one that came up with that design. Right. And so because of that, I kind of poo-pooed that video. Like I did a little bit of it. I still put a video out, but I said very little about any of it. I was
just like, here are the bags.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I couldn't really say a whole lot. It actually just destroyed my will to want to do those kinds of videos, like comparison videos and versus videos, even though those do really, really well. I kind of just stopped doing them because I was like, you know what I don't need is all the drama. I don't need the drama.
And companies like not wanting to work with you because you said Surgeon was better than Defiance or whatever.
Right, whatever it is, which I didn't say.
Yeah. I have a video. Well, I mean, those couple videos on my channel, on my Max Effective channel that have like videos. A ton of views. Yeah. It's like Surgeon versus Defiance. And like, I don't even talk about them at all. Like the videos are so bad. It's just like me sitting there with my Defiance, like 10 shots at a target at 600 or something. And then my buddy with his Surgeon, 10 shots at 600. And then like some like video of the rifle sitting on a rock. I'm like, that's it. They're so bad.
Yeah.
But like people Google, people are Googling Surgeon versus Defiance. So that video pops up. So,
yep. So as far as just overt pressure from companies, I definitely think there's some drama there that can happen. But for the most part, for me, I have not experienced that. It's just been that one time. When it comes to doing product reviews these days, I basically just tell the companies, I just say, hey, look, here's what I do. And I think I said it earlier in this podcast was like, if I have something majorly negative, I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, your gun flat out would not function. I couldn't get it to feed. The mag sucks. What do you want me to do?
We had that issue with one of the rifles that we reviewed.
Yeah.
And you reached out to them. They said, oh, we've never heard of that. That's what they said. We've never heard of that happening before. We'll send you. Did they send you a whole new gun? Or what'd they do?
Yeah. They
sent you new parts or something.
They sent me new parts for it.
Yeah.
For the same rifle, I think ultimately is what they did. But that company, I think they actually had never had it happen because they had me, like I was on the phone with one of their engineers and he was having me take pictures and short videos for him and send it in of what it was doing and stuff like that. So they were genuinely interested in fixing their product.
Yeah. I mean, certainly that would make me actually believe them, that they're like, oh, let's get an engineer on the phone so we can,
Yep. So anyway, it can happen. There's definitely drama out there. I try not to give into it. I try to be creative strategy wise to navigate those waters, but
I feel like
it happens.
I feel like different creators kind of have their own brand of like what type of review videos they do. Like for example, in the video and photo space, like Gerald Undone, I feel like is pretty like unbiased. Like I don't feel like
respected.
I don't feel like he's like, oh, this is cool because this and that or the other. He's like, here's the product, here's what it does, here's how it performs on these different specs.
Yep.
And here are the features that didn't work. The power, he would just kind of tell you happenstance about the product and kind of let you decide whether it's good or not versus other people that are like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I think he's so scientific in how he does it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so genuinely just nice about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, as a company, how could you not be okay with what he did? I think he's really good like that.
Yeah. I mean, certainly if you're a company that's interested in making good products and trying to support your community and your audience and your customers, then there's definitely reviewers out there that fit that brand for sure.
Yeah. Cam, just letting you know, I got your email, so I'll send that out this next week. It'll be next week, but I'll send it out to you.
Yeah, reviews. It's an interesting, I mean, the YouTube world is interesting. Like a lot of the big creators on YouTube are kind of review channels.
Yeah.
MKBHD, that's like all he does. Tech reviews. Do you know him?
No.
Marcus Brownlee.
MKBHD. No.
Never heard of him. Man, YouTube just like never ceases to blow my mind that like there's just like huge creators that I'm like super familiar with.
Yeah.
And you're like, I've never heard of that guy.
Well, the thing that kills me is like I've been working for 4 years.
15 million subscribers.
4 years now I've been working for my 30,000 subscribers. And every time I get on, I feel like I find somebody else who's got like 200 and some thousand subscribers, and not doing a good job at videography at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're making $1,000 a month easily with your 200 and some thousand
more than
subscribers,
that, I think,
and anyway, whatever.
Yeah. So this dude shoots everything on an 8K red.
Oh gosh.
And then down samples it to 4K for YouTube. His videos are really crisp. So here, I'll throw this up on the screen if I can find the right window, just so people can know what we're talking about. So this guy, Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD. So, he does like tech videos. So it's not necessarily like filming. It's like more smartphones and computers and stuff. So
yeah,
maybe makes sense why you wouldn't really have him on your radar, but does pretty good videos.
15 million subscribers.
You've got him, and then do you know that unboxing guy?
Yes.
Unbox Therapy. I think he's like 18 million.
18 million.
So MKBHD, I feel like, is like pretty humble dude.
Okay.
Like I get the sense from this dude that like he's just like majorly full of himself. Like,
gotcha.
Like I'm the coolest.
Yeah.
And if you don't have more subscribers than me, then I'm not going to talk to you.
Those people are out there, right?
Yeah. Most of them. I don't know. That's the attitude I get from this dude. Certainly, like,
I definitely don't do well with those kind of people.
He still has lots of subscribers, but
which is funny because people that don't know me think I come across like that.
Really?
I've heard it so many times. Like, dude, you are so stuck up and prideful.
Gosh, Jill's like the least stuck up person.
Like, you don't know me.
I can see how you could come off that way just because, like,
I'm pretty smug.
Dry.
I'm smug and dry. Yeah, it's, but I'm not. I don't think I'm like a prideful person.
Joel's a pretty all right guy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's so hard to not look at us right here.
It is, because I'm like looking at you because I can't be like looking
we can't
at you.
Just like sit here and talk.
So, yeah.
Okay, do you know Colin and Samir? I kind of like just like talking. I like the way they do their show. I mean, it's not live.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way they do their show where, like, they kind of only show, I mean, they kind of edit it together like a dialogue from a TV show or something where, like, whoever's talking, they kind of cut to that person and it only shows them and that cuts to the other guy and then it does a wide shot of both of them talking. I kind of like that. We could do that here.
Yeah.
It'd just be
more difficult.
One of us would have to like sit here on a button and like if you're talking, I'd hit a button to like show you your camera and then hit another button to show mine. We should try it though. I mean, we have enough freaking cameras to do it.
Yeah. Did you look at that Glenn Beck clip that I sent you today?
I haven't yet.
Okay. It's just good. From a videography standpoint, for a guy just sitting stationary behind a desk, the things that they've done with their camera equipment to kind of like spice that up a bit. Like you can tell they're using a slider, a pan tilt head, because it slides and follows. It keeps him center screen the whole time. It's literally just going back and forth. Right.
Yeah.
And then, so they've got that camera and then they've got a second camera that's just a stationary camera angle on him that's slightly wider,
which probably allows them to cut in between those. Because if your camera's moving on a slider and you try to do a jump cut, it doesn't work.
Right.
Versus like us, if we were recording this, we could cut stuff out and it would just, the background would stay, but we could jump and it would be fine.
Yep.
But if you're on a slider and it like goes from here and all of a sudden it jumps to over here, then like you can't do that. But if you have two cameras, then you can.
Yep. You can cut over, wait for it. Yep. Exactly. So that's what they do. Anyway, I just thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
That and the light.
Does it show their actual? Is that what the
it doesn't
video does?
show their setup? No.
Oh, but no. You're just talking about like you can tell what they're doing because you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, that was the creative reason for showing it to you, is just so that you could pick up on those like I did. But the secondary thing, or actually the primary thing, was just how the ATF is going about getting. Like it's a roundabout, sneaky way of creating a gun registry, basically. I mean, you would know better than me because you're an ATF dealer, but basically every ATF dealer that closes down has to submit all of their paperwork and their records.
Yeah.
And so then the government has a registry of all of these gun owners, basically, is what they were saying. And what they're doing right now is creating all this, this legal stuff and legislation that's going to be forcing out a ton of small business type gun owners. And with the sole purpose being
making them hand over records.
So
what are they doing legislatively to try to make us close down?
He didn't say it in the video and I didn't look into it after that, but too much control, man.
I don't like it. Joel, who's your favorite creator on YouTube right now?
My favorite creator, of course, I've been on a square body truck kick for a little while now, obviously, because I bought my Blazer, my 86 Blazer.
I see that you didn't sell your Jeep yet.
I have not. I'm gonna get a little more work done on my Blazer next week.
Okay.
A little engine tuning, so that she'll really scream. And then I will sell the Jeep. Anyway, I like Little King Goods.
Here.
Canadian leatherworking guy.
Freaking Canadians, man.
Little King Goods. Little King Goods.
Word?
All three words.
This one?
Right there. 411,000 subscribers.
+1.
Nice. He's really good.
And just based on the videography, I'm like, yep, I'll follow this guy.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. It all looks crispy, super nice. He uses a glow forge like I do for all of his cutting, like all of his leather cutting. Super high quality stuff.
Handmade is better.
He's done some videos with
cool.
Peter McKinnon.
Yep. Dude, did you see Peter McKinnon's email drop today about some like merch stuff that he's got? It's pretty cool. Little like pirate medallion necklaces,
the rings,
and stuff.
Yeah, and rings. And necklaces. That was in that video that I watched today from him. So, but anyway, what I like about this guy is that honestly, on a lot of his videos, he does not talk and he doesn't put a lot of like music in behind. It's just like silently watching him go through his process of creating something.
So he just cuts that with a die.
Yeah, he's just got a press right there. Yeah, but a lot of times,
that's a big press.
And he has to use that on that pre-dyed leather because the laser gets hot enough that like the fumes coming off of that pre-dyed stuff is toxic. So you can't use a laser on that. So he just uses the clicker press or whatever that thing is to punch out the things. Yeah. But I love it. Like it's just super, like it's almost therapeutic because it's not obnoxious and he's not talking a ton.
That's like a thing, like just kind of watching people work and listening to the sounds and like that kind of, I mean, it's freaking Half Naked Chicks on Twitch have made that weird.
That
like
too,
the AS, I think it's called ASMR, where it's just like soft, kind of quiet sounds that like pull your senses into a video.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's good stuff. I really enjoy it. I've learned a bunch about
What's
leather.
He doing there?
It's called skiving.
Okay.
It's he's basically taking off a little bit of material around the underside edges so that it's just a little thinner around the edges where you're sewing.
Okay.
It kind of gives it, if you've seen some leather wallets, like handmade custom leather wallets, and the edges almost seem like they roll off. Like they're almost rolled off a little bit. It's because the material on the edge is slightly.
I was gonna see if I could find mine.
Thinner. Yep.
Couldn't.
So anyway, it just gives it a nice look.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't have that machine, and those are really expensive. So
the Skiver is.
Yeah. You can actually do it by hand. There's like a special like chisel kind of thing, but I'm looking at putting things out a little more quickly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm obviously
seems very labor intensive.
Yeah, I'm definitely not as talented as he is either, and so he's charging a premium for his
gear. Not yet
his gear, but he's really good. Yeah,
cool.
That's who I'm liking. Who are you liking?
I mean, I don't spend as much time. I feel like the people here. We'll just do this. History.
See what you've been looking at.
Yeah.
You go back a bit.
This guy. See, so this is my Rexon Creative channel. So I'm gonna go like that.
Delete it.
Because like. So Peter McKinnon,
yep.
Me, Peter McKinnon, Dopamine Detox, full-time filmmaker guy. That guy, I don't need that one.
Blender.
Yeah, dude. Do you do anything with Blender?
You told me about it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, apparently it's Peter McKinnon because.
Yep,
Peter. All the most recent videos I've watched are all. Is this the one that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
I didn't watch that one, so I wonder.
I think it just came out today.
I know why that showed up because it auto played.
Oh yeah,
when I wasn't paying attention. So.
That's really good.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna start doing.
I hate that. Like that's the one that I watch because that's what everybody watches. But
but he's good.
There's a handful of filmmaker ones that I really like. I feel like Epic Light Media. I enjoy him.
Yeah, they're fun
because he's kind of like
super sarcastic and dry.
Yeah,
I love it.
I enjoy him.
Because he's kind of being serious, but he's also got this just underlying tone of sarcasm all the time, and I love it, man.
Like kind of condescending, like
totally,
like you're stupid if you don't know what I'm talking about already.
I don't know if it's like that, but it's
I mean, there's some undertones of that for sure.
Yeah, I just get the idea that it's just like, I don't know, sarcasm is the word that comes to mind, and of course that's like my love language, so. I think it's pretty funny.
Let's see. Another one that I've been liking is Film Riot.
I've heard of that.
You watch that guy?
Not very much. But
he's pretty like pro film dude. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of the people that I watch are kind of like people like me who are just like 4 or 5 years ahead. Mm-hmm. Just like kind of came from the DIY, learn it, solo filmmaker route.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy watching people that are like coming from the other end, like, kind of top down, like they're, ASCs or something, or ASC stands for American Society of Cinematographers or something, like for pro Hollywood cinematographers, guys that do like pro Hollywood lighting and Hollywood coloring and stuff. Like I like that kind of stuff just so I can kind of get an idea of like how the real productions do stuff versus like how Daniel Schiffer makes do by himself in his kitchen.
Right.
That like, certainly that's good, to know, because some of the stuff I do is like that, but
I'd love to do some of that stuff.
I would like to do more, be capable of doing that bigger production type stuff too. So
yeah, for sure.
Like Shane Hurlbutt. Have you heard of that guy? Probably not. I mean, there's a million of them, but he's an ASC dude, and like just the way they talk about stuff versus like how Peter McKinnon talks about stuff is just like, I don't even like know half the words you're saying, just some of the stuff they talk about. So I really kind of appreciate that kind of stuff because it's fun. Sorry. Joel's closing his computer, so I think that means he's done.
Well, we've been going for like an hour and 15 or so. It's no big deal. I'm just kind of tired, but we can keep talking. I was just telling the guys I'm out on the chat. It didn't seem like, at least on YouTube, there was only 3, which was like me, you, and maybe one other person.
Yeah,
so
we're talking to ourselves at this point.
So I was just like,
we'll probably just go ahead and shut her down.
Sorry, I don't mean to kill it or anything, but I've been going about an hour, and I was just getting kind of tired.
Hours good. Probably, I don't know. We should like rethink strategy on these. Maybe we keep them like to a half. Yours seems like it's pretty engaged because you have a following, but maybe mine we just keep to like a half an hour.
I mean, look, there's a bunch of comments there. Dustin came over.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna shut her down. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you later.
Peace. Cam says good show.